check. It's your boy.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy D Dave, man. Mr. Never Scared, I'm everywhere, they never there. What up, though? We live, man. Bridging the rap. Spit boy. Sitting in this dark room with my blunt lit, thinking of these images I really need to forget. So I use them as words that paint these portraits, and at the end, that's one ugly picture. I call that Norbit. Sometimes I go over heads like a ball cap. Wait, I said over heads. Let me pause that. If I stick my stick up in your chick, I ain't gonna pause that. Shorty bad, make that thing clap. I'll applaud that. Pin it in my will that I died as one of the greatest. I'm speaking for the real, we are sorry for the hiatus. But on the real, y'all fucked the game I'm trying to play ball. Now I can flip it backwards and still won't be on that radar. My energy wanna turn it up on my enemies. Treat them like Kimber, yet they tryna put an enemy. Bad energy is really bad for the enemy. Hope that I'm connected with those lines. Are you hearing me? Huh? Throne, man, the highest rank in the Noble MCs. D Dave. Yo, it's your boy D Dave, man, bridging the rap. About to go into, before I even go into the verse from Throne, pardon me, I'm in my element, man. That's what I do. Shout out to the smokers. But before we even got to the song, man, I was at a celebrity producer beat battle with my bro, Jimmy. Shout out to my bro Jimmy Kendricks, man. And I was in a room with Jimmy Kendricks, Music Maestro, Rockwaller, Static Selector, and a few Illmind, and a few other S1, a few other producers. And you know, they were just talking about trips they've been on, and you know, shit they did because of music or whatever. How it's not as fun as it used to be. How hip hop is not like, how does it feel the same? So he played the beat. Jimmy, I'm talking about, he played the beat that night, and he took the sample from Drake's Underground Kings, and he flipped it a certain way. Let the blunt go out. He flipped it a certain way, and I heard it. I ran up to the table because it was crazy. But I thought he was giving that to somebody in the industry. About a week later, I got a text message from him, you know, and he was like, yo, I need another record. I said, alright, send it over. I thought he was just wanted the hook or something. And it was that record, it was that beat. I got excited, got crazy. So that later on that night, I say about 4:30 in the morning, you know, I'm an insomniac. I'm up all nights at times, and not insomniac, but I was up just listening to the music. The beat came on, so I just started going over it. Most music heads know when you text somebody in the middle of the night and they reply, like in 2 seconds, they thinking the same thing you thinking musically. They doing something with music. So I text them, like, yo, text me back. And we just started working on the record from there. So when I say I'm sitting in the dark room with my blunt lit, thinking of these images I really need to forget. So I use them as words to paint these portraits, and at the end, that's one ugly picture. I call it Norbit. I was in the dark room. I like to write with no lights on. But I had a blunt lit, but I was lit. I was up. My mind was working. My blunt lit, thinking of these images I really need to forget. So I'm thinking of all kinds of bad shit. I don't know why. Like shit that I shouldn't be thinking of, but I'm thinking of it. Like Like when I say bad shit, things that had me feel a certain type of way. Like from doing shows or going places. When I say things that had me think a certain type of way, that was bad to me. So I use them as words to paint these portraits, and at the end, that's one ugly picture. I call it an orbit. So they always say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I use them as words for these portraits, and at the end, that's one ugly picture. I call that an orbit. So I turn them into pictures. Usually, when an artist writes a song or a verse, it's usually he has an image in his head. So I use the words to paint pictures, but all these pictures is ugly because they're from ugly images in my mind. So I call that Norbit. Another word for a movie is a motion picture. Norbit was an ugly character in a movie, motion picture. So I flipped that kind of way, that metaphorically. So at the end, that's my ugly picture. I call it Norbit. Then sometimes I go over heads like a ball cat. Wait, I said over heads. Let me pause that. If I stick my stick up in your chick, I ain't gonna pause that. Shorty bad, made that thing clap. I'll applaud that. So, metaphorically, I go over heads. I probably lost you with that whole Norbit thing, but that's going over your head. So, when you said that, I'm from the hood. When you be in the studio, they pause everything. So you go over heads, or you went over your heads. I went over your head like a ball cat, Let me pause that, pause. If I stick my stick up in your chick, I ain't gonna pause that. That means if I'm fucking your girl, putting my stick in her, I ain't gonna stop. Pause means to stop something for a second. I'm not stopping. I'm not gonna pause that. You can't pause that. Shorty bad, made that thing clap. I'll applaud that. She bad, she made her, thing clap, so I applaud her, Pen it in my will that I died as one of the greatest. I'm speaking for the real, we are sorry for the hiatus. But on the real, y'all fucked the game up trying to play ball. Now I can flip it backwards and still won't be on that radar. So I'm like, put it in my will that I died as one of the greatest. I think I'm one of the greatest at what I do. What I do is I perform, I paint pictures, I show you passion, I give you all of that through music. I think I'm great at that in my own right. So, put it in my will that I died as one of the greatest. I'm speaking for the real, we are sorry for the hiatus. I'm speaking for that real hip hop. Like, I'm letting y'all know, like, yo, we sorry. We sorry we let this music game get fabricated with how much money y'all got, or where the party popper at, or all this other nonsense. Popping mollies, I'm sweating. Ooh, I'm sorry. We sorry for that hiatus. We gonna bring the bars back. We gonna bring the storytelling back. We gonna bring the real life situations back. That's what the game is missing. So, but on the real, y'all fucked the game up trying to play ball. Now I can flip it backwards and still won't be on that radar. So that's me saying, like, really, y'all fucked the game up trying to play like y'all balling. Like, y'all fucked the game up with that one. So, like, now, I could flip shit backwards and still won't be on the radar. Like, I could spit circles around people. I could flip shit all kind of ways, and I still won't be on the radar. So that's playing off to the flip shit backwards. You spell radar backwards, it's radar, So I could flip it backwards and still won't be on that radar. My energy wanna turn it up on these enemies. Treat them like Kimber, yet they trying to put an enemy. Bad energy is really bad for the enemy. Hope that I'm connecting with those lines. Are you hearing me? So I'm like, my energy wanna turn it up on my enemies. That's my inner gangster. Wanna turn it up on my foes, my enemies. I treat them like kin. I treat them like brothers. But yet they trying to put an enemy. Bad energy is really bad for the enemy. So bad energy is really bad for my soul. So when I tell you, I hope that I'm connecting with those lines. Are you hearing me? Like, I hope that I'm connecting. Like, I hope I'm getting across to you. Like, and then you can also think of it like telephone lines. I hope them telephone lines is connecting. Are you hearing me? Like, are you understanding what I'm saying? Because it's like, this is real. This is why hip-hop is failing, because we're missing all them kind of things. That whole verse was different kind of metaphors, but that all come from a real place. Like, You just how you flip things sometimes, man. So that when I say I'm coming for the throne, I'm not coming for a chair. I'm not coming for a seat somewhere. I'm coming for that highest ranking of noble MCs. You know, if you know, you noble. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming for that highest ranking. That's the top spot. I'm coming for the throne, man. D Dave, bridging the rap.